On a day-to-day basis, U-Evolve provides therapeutic coaching to young people in North Edinburgh who are socially and economically disadvantaged, have some kind of hardship. And that kind of therapeutic coaching hybrid is something that I've pioneered to support young people. Don't want to go over, kind of dig up over their history when they've had lots of challenges and hardship and abuse and neglect and trauma, and don't trust adults, and they don't want to dig that up. So we build on the pre-therapy with lots of kind of coaching tools so they can experience positive, profound change quickly. And then when they've built enough trust with their therapist or counsellor, then when they're ready, and only based on their own agenda, might we do some deeper work with them. But it's really to help them feel secure in a world that has been uncertain for them their whole life, so that they can feel secure in themselves and tolerate uncertainty, so that they can believe in themselves, be confident in themselves when other people for their whole lives have told them, you're useless, you're worthless, you'll not amount to anything. We peel all those labels away, build their confidence up, and in turn we build up their resilience, which is built around self-respect, self-worth. I matter in the world, and I have a right to expect more of the people around me, of myself and of society, to achieve more, to break through the kind of poverty of aspiration, as well as the physical kind of poverty that they experience. So that's as briefly as I could answer that question. That's our day-to-day, and we do that usually in schools. We've got some relationships with great schools in North Edinburgh, Fetlaw Youth Club, Craig Royston Community High School, Broughton, those kind of places. So we meet young people where they are. We don't take them into some kind of clinical environment that would be really scary for a young person to come into to do the work. Do you know what's really interesting? And I think a lot of organisations in not just in the charitable and third sector, but a lot of organisations, when we knew that this pandemic was coming to the UK and we knew figures were starting to rise, before the government said we're closing schools, we're taking some action, I'd already jumped into action and said, look, we need to model out how this is going to be for our charity, because our young people matter so much. They tolerate enough neglect, abuse, trauma, uncertainty, difficulty. We need to start speaking to them face to face in our sessions with them and say, look, this is going to be our next plan A. So we never want our young people to believe that there's ever a plan B for them. There's always a plan A, which is the best possible plan we can give them at any one time. So sometimes that plan A changes, but it's never second best plan B. So we started having the conversations with our young people, and they were really up for, yes, I want to continue working with you online, digitally, through a digital hub. And again, you're talking about, these are young people typically between 14 and 17 that are labelled and categorised as the most difficult to reach. So saying, right, come on, we'll send you a link and we'll work with the guidance teachers and your parents to get all of the permission slips signed and, you know, all the data protection, everything sorted out for this new way of working. Would it actually work? Would they engage? But we had to make sure they knew we were still going to be here for them. So that foresight really prepared them well to adapt and adjust, because quite often with young people that have experienced such emotional and physical difficulty in their life, when they're asked to adapt, it's terrifying. They really just need the routine and structure of their everyday. And what's incredible is some have been slower to engage with our online one-to-one therapeutic coaching, but we keep texting them and we pick up the phone and we say, hey, how are you doing? We're still here. Always keeping the door open, never giving up on them, always believing that they're going to connect eventually. And that's exactly what's happened over the last 3 weeks. Some joined the service really quickly and others just needed a little bit of confidence building to test the water a bit. We've had some young people that say, well, I absolutely don't want the video on, because I don't want you to see what my home looks like. And you think, it doesn't matter, but whatever works, as long as you're getting the support. So yeah, we've had to adapt quite quickly and be pretty much ahead of the game. Some of our young people, so there's an issue around digital poverty as well. So we are applying for some emergency funds to say, look, how can we get a tablet, a smartphone, or something? We need to help these young people access the service online. So for some of them, it's telephone. And that's fine, they're managing because they have established relationships with us. That's less easy for a new young person coming into the service, and that will be increasing demand for the service. So yeah, telephone, one-to-one like this, private therapy sessions, but also there's a population of young people out there that, well, for lots of reasons, never engage with a supportive service, because unfortunately that's the group that we work with, are the people that are less likely to accept help or know how to access it. So we're just about to start this week some short 6-8 minute videos and put them up on social media platforms that we're currently using on Instagram, Facebook. I think I could do with a bit more Snapchat tutorials, but so that we can get some general information about how to stay safe when you don't feel safe in your home. Make sure they have contact with the emergency and other support services, but also give them emotional and psychological support through social media, if that's the only way that they want to engage with us. We also have really tremendous ambassadors, a retro video club in Edinburgh band who are experiencing lockdown, all their gigs and things are cancelled. So we're just at the beginning of conversations with them to say, look, what kind of fun things can we do through music that's also going to support emotional and mental well-being. So we're spreading ourselves in as many platforms to communicate our message of unconditional support, that we care about these young people, so that they know they still have that connection and they can reach out and benefit in whatever way is right for them. Part of our work around resilience is about helping young people adapt and be flexible in the face of uncertainty. And quite often when we feel a bit scared or worried, we become immobilized by that. So you evolve being so adaptable, like many organizations out there, in a very, very short period of time. One that leads into, we're living and breathing our continuity plan right now. But two, it gives us a chance to say, what are the other creative ways that we can engage with young people to support their emotional and mental well-being, to support their aspirations, hopes, wishes and dreams, because we know that when you give a young person that one-to-one unconditional support, they really take it. They know what they want, they just don't know how to get there, especially if they're experiencing poverty and hardship in some way. So I think for us as an organisation, we will be sitting down as a board regularly, looking at what's gone really well. We always ask our young people what they think of our service. So we have a youth panel, and as long as we turn up with the pizza, they'll tell us exactly what they think of our service. And we're podcasting as well, actually. We've got some young people that have started a podcast, series 2 for us. So I think we'll keep reviewing what we're doing. I think for a lot of young people, they've benefited from being in the safety of, for some of them, in their own homes whilst getting this kind of support. So it's been quite an interesting experience, and I think we've still got a lot to learn and an awful lot to review. So far, the engagement with the young people online in this way has gone better than even we would have expected. They're very committed young people to getting the right support.